start with the big boy MVP.
The odds right now. Luca's
Yes.
favorite, Shea, second favorite, Tatum, Jokic, Edwards, and Antetokounmpo, Davis, Brunson, Wembanyama in that order. I feel pretty confident. I think it's gonna be Luca. I think it's his year. I don't think the Nuggets are gonna be good enough for him to be in for Jokic to be in the conversation. I think it's gonna be a Shea, Tatum, Luca conversation. I think Luca's numbers are just gonna be too eye-popping.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Voter fatigue is probably kind of been too long for Luca, even though he hasn't actually been a top two NBA MVP candidate yet at this time, I believe. No, one time he's been top two. That's it. Um, he's due. I don't really have much more analysis to add with this pick. It could be SGA if the Thunder are like the number one seed by 5 games or something like that. It could be Tatum if his jump shot 1 for 8 tonight, but if his jump shot continues and they look good. But I'm with you, man. I think it's Luke. I don't think there's too much debate going on here.
Yeah. Other routes like if the Cavs won 55 games and Donovan Mitchell is averaging like 27 a game and stuff went badly elsewhere, like I could have fun with that.
A
But
lot of things would have to happen badly
I could
elsewhere.
have fun with that. But yeah, I really think it's a three-horse race. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe in Edwards. Antetokounmpo is always around. Jokic is always there. Jalen Brunson. But I'm with you. For now.
You know, I'll
All
take
right.
us out deep boy.
Deep boy, deep boy. Yeah, that's me. I'm doing this. This is a purely emotional reaction. And I'm just going to take a stand against the immediate coronation of Wemby, which probably should be. I might be just be an old man shaking my fist at the sky, but I'm going to go with AD. And I'm going to go with AD because one, I think this could be sort of like a legacy MVP type of award. I think Kobe's had one of these before, these like legacy in 07, 08 was not his best season. If AD plays well enough and anchors this defense and the Lakers somehow win 48 to 50 games, it might be a similar connotation. And it stinks, but your offensive capability does slightly come into play when talking about what I think so, at least. And if Rudy Gobert is going to win Defensive Player of the Year because he outperformed what people thought, even though we all knew how he was going to be in the playoffs, which he was pretty solid until Luka cooked him. Yeah. Um, I think it's AD. I think he has the versatility to draft to guard 1 through 5. He's an unbelievable shot blocker. And he has great IQ. I think he's motivated. And so yeah, I think they'll win enough games. So I'm gonna go with AD.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think narrative wise, he's the best pick outside of Wemby.
Hmm.
And I think if they win 50 games, he's got a really good shot to win it, frankly. And I also do think he is the second best defensive player at this point, probably behind Wemby. But I've got Wemby. I think,
Yeah, fair enough.
unfortunately, I think if he has like I forgot how many blocks a game he averaged last year, like three and a half. If he does that again, and the highlights are as insane as ever, um, it's gonna be tough to go against him. But also on the other hand, if they win 37 games, I could also see the media not necessarily being like willing to reward that if AD has 50 wins. So curious about that. I think health is also gonna be a defining factor here. If AD plays 82 games, you know, that's me kind of lit. So we'll see. Um, you want to move on to rookie of the year now that we're
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with the guy I said, Dalton Connect. Seems like he's embraced the prime time. This feels like a Malcolm Brogdon type of rookie of the year. You know what I mean? Like besides the fact that Embiid was in that, well, not in that class because he was in the year before or whatever, played 33 games and they didn't count him because he didn't play enough or they left him off it. Um, Not officially, but it was literally 33 Embiid games or Malcolm Brogdon, and they went with Malcolm Brogdon. They're going to do the same. They're just going to, whoever is the best impact player, I think, is going to go ahead and take this, unless some guy comes out of the woodwork and drops 18 on super efficient shooting or something like that, which I don't see happening.
I hear you. I just I don't know how I don't know what Dalton Connect's peak is. Like I know Brogdon, we look at that being like a super poor season, and maybe I'm misremembering. But I kind of feel like that rookie year was not as bad. Like it was like 10 points a game at least on good shooting. I don't even know if Dalton Connect's gonna get to 10 points a game. We'll see.
Mm.
I've got Ricochet. I think it'll be a Brogdon style win where he's gonna average 11 points a game and have pretty good percentages, and they'll make a play-in game. It just happens to be that Ricochet was the first overall pick. um, so that's that's where I'm at. I actually think, yeah, like I think he's gonna win it. And even though he's the first overall pick, no one expects him to. But I think
Yeah.
by the end of the season, people have kind of talked themselves back into it. Also, just eye test wise, kind of like him. I know he's been shooting the ball super poorly, but he's a basketball player for sure. He's not an Anthony Bennett at all. He's not gonna be a great first overall pick. He's like in the history of first overall picks, but yeah, I'm not sounding that way
No.
on him in any way. So yeah. And he's gonna have all the opportunity in the world is another thought that I have. I mean, he's gonna play 20 to 5 minutes a game. So and Trey Young's just gonna throw him the ball every time. So
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's fair. Um, yeah, I mean,
some other
these
shouts.
guys. Yeah.
Uh if Misi starts playing 30 minutes a game on the Pelicans and has averages 10 and 10, like that will be enough to win this rookie of the year. Um uh Zach Edey, kind of same idea. If someone can average a double double at all, like you're probably gonna win the rookie of the year. So
Right. Yeah. If Reed Shepherd can scratch and claw his way into 22 minutes a game, he could win it. He won't, but he
unfortunately,
could.
no shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
If Alex Sarr puts on 30 pounds in 2 weeks and starts actually playing center.
any of these guys, man, they all have a shot. It's there. It's the
Yeah.
most open one in a long time, not for a good reason. But
100%.
well, rookies get better, and with that, most improved player of the year. Like that segue. Yeah. Do you want to hit it first?
Yeah. Ayo. I got Mobley for this.
Nice.
I think it would be really easy for the league to give it to Wemby or Cade Cunningham or even Chet. Like Chet a little. I think Chet's a little bit more okay for this, but Cade and Wemby and even LaMelo, these are guys who should be this good, and them playing at their deserved performance should not necessarily result in them getting MIP. Like if Wemby averages 26 a game, like I don't know. Like, is that really a drastic improvement on what he was last year? Like, I'm sure statistically it is, but like we all saw it coming. So, not to penalize people who might have more accolades or a higher pick, but I don't know. So yeah, I got Mobley. I think Mobley might be the most impactful jump and one that could really ascend a team in a way that other guys might not be able to outside of Wemby and Cade, for example. So yeah, I'm gonna take Mobley. I don't know.
I'm looking forward to this head to head that you and I are going to have here because I fully see Mobley hopefully improving. I'm going to go with one of those obvious guys in Chet from last year to this year. Again, we're in overreaction mode, folks. Um, Chet has improved by 7 points per game, by 2 blocks per game. He's up almost a steal per game. He's up 5 rebounds per game. He's shooting better from the field on 4.5 more shot attempts per game. He's up to 56%. He is shooting worse on threes, but he's taking more of them. And he's shooting better from the free throw line and getting to the free throw line 11 times after 7.5 last time. So to wrap it all up, he's got AO. To cover it all, hold on. Chet is averaging 24, 13, 3 assists, 4 blocks on 56% shooting. So to your point, with Mobley's improvement showing helping out with the Cavs, I think that Chet is a real reason why this Thunder team is immediately being able to be considered a championship team. Um, and yeah, so I
I think
see him
that's
getting
totally.
better.
I think that's
Yeah,
totally fair. I actually think Chet is in probably my top three of this actually because I think statistically he's gonna
sure.
have a pretty drastic jump. I think he'll jump to being a 20 point per game scorer and whatnot pretty easily. Um, yeah, so I think that's a really good shout out. I'm just trying to go against the grain a little bit.
No, I
Um,
like that.
I still have just like it's like when Ja won it a few years back, and he like kind of ascended, and I was kind of like, yeah, like you did jump like 6 points per game, 100%. Like you are clearly better than you were the year before, but this was like potential, like pretty clearly on the cards. That said, devil's advocate myself, you could say a 2 point per game jump and a defensive jump for Mobley was totally on the cards too. Like,
Mhm.
so I don't know.
Well,
Anyways,
I think so. Just on that though, you bring up such an interesting point about the philosophy of this award because the question really is, should it be, and maybe it's not as binary as this, but to what extent is it the player like a Devonte Graham who went from averaging 5 points per game up to 17 points per game and showed a tremendous, huge output and became a really, really good role player, at least for a season, after being a back of the bench guy. Because that's a huge improvement. And if you're considering, how good the curve of improvement is in the NBA, that's a bigger improvement than it is Jaws one season to the next.
or
And
or
so
or even
when
another example in that sense, the guy that we talked about earlier is Trey Mann last year.
mm,
Post like just post trade. So over the course of last year, he only averaged 9 points per game, but post trade
yeah,
averaged like 11. This year he's averaging 19. So like that's an 8 point per game jump.
yeah.
Am I gonna give him the MIP? No. Like I didn't give it to Devontae Graham either. But like, yeah, that is like kind of the push and pull with this award.
hmm No, I'm with you.
This is
That's the
almost like
tough
the
thing.
salute award. Literally like some guy who's up and coming, and you're like, damn, like you really progressed this year. Salute. Like we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
Jordan
facts.
Poole, Desmond Bain, and John in the top three, or like
Right.
guys like that. Yeah.
That's it. I
Or
mean,
like
the
Julius
list of
Randle when he won it was like, yo, you're
right.
winning, salute. Like,
So, well, here's the list of like the last 11 guys
yeah.
is Maxi, Markkinen, John Morant, Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, Siakam, Oladipo, Giannis, CJ, Jimmy Butler, Goran Dragic, and Paul George.
See,
And then
like
you get to Ryan Anderson. But like before that,
very few of those guys are like 1A guys outside of Giannis and like maybe Ja. Like it was like marketing. It was like
yeah,
marketing. You're on a bad team. We can't put you on all NBA, but salute.
yeah. Jimmy Butler, Paul George, maybe the closest.
Oh, Jimmy
But yeah,
Butler. Yeah, you're right.
besides that though, yeah, not and those guys, it's because at that stage in his career, 2014, 15, Jimmy Butler, most improved player, it wasn't like he was the Jimmy Butler that we knew a few years ago
Yeah.
either. So I think the philosophy of this award is really interesting, and we're going to touch on it like many, many times as we talk about this more. So,
All right.
um,
We got a few awards left. Do you want to zoom through these last like three?
yeah, let's do it. We've been talking for a while.
All right, six man. You want to say it on three?
All right,
Three, two,
three,
one.
two, one,
Malik
Monk.
Monk. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Perfect.
nice.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, I think he's the favorite, deservedly so. He's gonna get by far the most room to hoop as a six man. He's traditional six man, fits the mold. There's other competitors like Miles McBride, Matherin, if he's still off the bench by the end of the year, Naz Reid, Portis, Jordan Hawkins. I think Malik Monk pretty clearly. If you're not betting for the odds, like if you're just saying who's most likely to win it, he's pretty clearly most likely to win it for me.
and let's just keep an eye on Peyton Pritchard.
Big shout out.
But other than that, yeah, I'm with you. I think it's going to be him.
Clutch player of the year odds: Steph Curry, SGA, Luca, Trey Young, De'Aaron Fox, etc. That's the top five. I've got SGA. Think they're gonna win 60 games. He's gonna be really clutch, and I honestly just, yeah, I think it'll be like the consolation prize, like no MVP, but here's your clutch player. Yeah, and then I kind of see just he's gonna be on national TV a lot, hitting big shots. So
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's such a good. This is a tough one to call to make.
yeah,
I'll go with a former clutch player of the year, or no, finalist in DeMar DeRozan. Again, my weird late love for DeMar DeRozan's like sneaky longevity coming through. Kings are going to be in a lot of close games. He's going to have a lot of opportunities to hit the game-winning shot. Even though De'Aaron Fox, who is another clutch player of the year, is there. So,
yeah.
all right, who we got?
Coach of the year. I've got your boy Joe Maz. Think you guys are gonna be shooting the ball, and I think people are going to want to give him the credit where it's due. You guys are going to win 60 games probably. Other favorites are like JJ Redick, Mike Budenholzer, Jamal Mosley, Taylor Jenkins. That's the top five with Missoula. Yeah, I think Missoula's probably going to win it, and deservedly so.
He can be the Celtics coach for the next 30 years, more if he wants. I would love that in him. Uh, I could see it being Jamal Mosley for the simple reason that he was runner up last year and maybe he kind of continues on that trajectory. Um, if the Magic can be a top two seed, which I think they have that possibility, um, I think they give it to him. So I will go with Jamal Mosley. But I love the Joe Mazzulla dude. Yeah, like shout out, bro. He is crazy. He's insane.
He's like
And
kind of
I
changed the
just
NBA.
love
Joe Masball, the percentage of threes that the Celtics take and make, and that's like also shout out Brad Stevens for giving them a roster to be able to do that. But
it.
Joe
Mhm.
Maz is taking the team and understood the assignment. Um, so shout out to him.